Welcome friends. We have already learned partnership accounts and four chapters we have already learned under that. Change in profit sharing ratio, admission of a partner, retirement of a partner and death of a partner. Now finally we are coming to the dissolution, that is under partnership accounts. So dissolution of partnership firm, that means we are talking about dissolution of partnership firm. Let us first know what is dissolution of partnership firm. As per the Indian Partnership Act 1932 under section 39, it is given that dissolution of partnership firm means dissolution of partnership among all the partners in a firm. Now you see, I am just underlining the words all the partners, and you see what is the meaning of this all the partners. That means all the partners are involved in, that means there will not be any relationship existing after dissolution. Okay, but here what we have studied earlier, that is dissolution of partnership. We should differentiate between dissolution of firm and dissolution of partnership. So earlier what we have studied, those are dissolution of partnership only. That means they may not be involving, they were not involving all the partners. That means in change in profit sharing ratio, simply they were changing their profit sharing ratio. Admission of a partner, one partner is coming to the partner, change in profit sharing ratio among the partners, sacrificing, gaining, whatever will go. Then retirement, in retirement also one partner is going out, so the profit sharing ratio changes. Then death of, in case of death also the same thing is happening. So these are the relations among the partner, relationship among the partners is changing in, that is when we talk about dissolution of partnership. But when we talk about dissolution of firm, in that case end of the business relationship among all the partners, that means there will not be any assets left. That means all assets are to be realized, liabilities are to be paid up and capital will be distributed if any. In case of any shortage of funds to settle the accounts of outsiders or creditors, then private assets of the partners will be utilized for the purpose. Okay, so these are the differences between the dissolution of firm and dissolution of partnership. These are the differences. Now one thing under that, change in business relationship among the partners, there are other, what we have studied 1 2 3 4, but 5, that is insolvency of partner, completion of venture, expiry of the period in case of specific period partnership. These are also coming under dissolution of partners. You see, insolvency of a partner, when a partner becomes insolvent, then also there may be changes among the of the ratios among the partners. Then completion of a venture, when there is completion of a venture also this may happen. And when there is expiry of the period in case of specific period partnership, for example 3 years. For example, the partnership has been formed for 3 years. So after completion of the 3 years, they may change the partnership ratios, they may change the capital structure also. So these are also there, but these are not in our syllabus. Then we are coming to the, that is the modes of dissolution. This is also very important aspect in dissolution of partnership firm. And the dissolution, when we talk about dissolutions, you see, dissolution in 2 ways it takes place. One, that is when court intervenes and when court doesn't intervene. That means the first four you see, first four they are without intervention of the court, and the fifth one is with the intervention of the court. That means court is taking decision. That means court is giving orders that the partnership must be closed. So you see, dissolution by agreement. So let us understand this. That is dissolution by agreement. Under that, a firm is dissolved with the consent of all the partners. If all the partners decide that the firm should be dissolved, then it should be dissolved. Then number 2, in accordance with the contract between the partners, if they have any contract regarding that, then that will also be applicable at the time of dissolution of the partnership firm. That is the first one, that is dissolution by agreement among the partners. Number 2, compulsory dissolution. These are the circumstances where partnership firm is compulsorily dissolved. That is number 1, when all the partners or all but one partner. When you see two conditions, when all the partners or all but one, that means all partners except one, become insolvent. That means, you know what is the meaning of the term insolvent? The person whose assets are less than the liabilities. That means liabilities are more, rendering them incompetent to sign the contract, because it is referring to the Indian Contract Act 1872, that a person cannot sign a contract if he or she becomes insolvent. That particular condition will be applicable here. Then when the business of a firm becomes illegal, second point, illegal, in course of time, that is, suppose the partners, they started the business and the business, they are carrying on the business, and the big business in due course of time it becomes illegal. So when it becomes illegal, compulsorily it will be dissolved. When some, and the third one is when some event has taken place which makes it unlawful for the partners to carry on the business. Suppose, that was current situation, there is tension between India and China, and suppose war broke out between India and China, then what will happen? Suppose their partnership is there with the partner of China, then definitely it will be compulsorily dissolved. That is, when a partner who is a citizen of a country becomes alien enemy because of the declaration of the war. Okay, this is the best example you can take. These are the compulsory dissolution. Then fourth, the third one is on the happening of certain contingencies. Certain contingencies are also there subject to the contract. That means we must refer to the contract here. If constituted for a fixed term, then the expiry of the term, when the term is expired, then you are going to dissolve the firm. Then if constituted to carry out one or more ventures by the completion thereof, suppose you have taken to carry on one venture or more venture, and with the completion of that venture doesn't specify the time, it specifies the completion of the work. So if the work is completed, then the partnership is dissolved in that case. Then by death of a partner also you can go for dissolution. By the adjudication of a partner as an insolvent also, suppose court has declared, given a judgment that a particular partner has become insolvent, then we can go for dissolution. Then dissolution by notice also. In case of partnership at will, the firm may be dissolved if any one of the partner gives a notice in writing to the other partner. If one partner gives a notice in writing to other partner that we shall go for dissolution, signifying his intention, then the partnership will be by notice, it can be dissolved. Then this is all about up to Point number 4, and the last one is dissolution by court. When court is finally giving that you should close the business, what are the circumstances under which the court is going to give you notice that you should close the business, dissolve the business? What are the points? You can see when a partner become insane. That means when a partner's mind is not ready to, or mind is not fit to decide what is right and what is wrong. That is persons whose mind is not, that means just like insane, that means mental disorder, you can say, which force a person not that is to be imbalanced in his activities and cannot decide what is wrong and what is right. When a partner becomes permanently incapable of performing his duties as a partner, permanently disabled, then that will be, in that case also the court will give notice that you should close the business. When a business partner is guilty of misconduct which is likely to adversely affecting the business. Misconduct, one example I can take, misconduct. Suppose A, B, C, 3 partners are there. They are doing a business, cloth merchant there. And suppose the same type of business, one of the partner is has started the same type of business in that particular areas or whatever. So in that case, it is adversely affecting. That may be taken as misconduct. Okay. Any other misconduct may also be there. When a partner persistently commits breach of partnership agreement, that means when a partner is committing the breach of the partnership agreement, whatever agreements is there, and if somebody is breaching that or that is not following that, in that case also it will be the court will give notice of closure. Then when a partner has transferred the whole of his interest in the firm to the third party, okay, when the when the business of the firm cannot be carried on except at a loss, you can see that that is continuously the firm is incurring losses and there is no chance of getting profit. We are confident that there will not be any profit and you cannot run that business except at a loss. In that situation, the court is bound to give notice to close that business. When on any ground the court regards dissolution to be just and equitable, that means it will be that is justified and it is the best decision to close that. Whatever may be the situation, the court will decide. That means the type of the conditions or the situation when court decide, that means court will decide that this business should be closed down. Okay, so we have completed up to, that is the types of modes of dissolution, and these are theoretical aspects and these are very much necessary for the examination as well as for the basics of the accounting work under the dissolution of the firms, dissolution of partnership firm. But there are certain other theories also which are discussed in later classes. Thank you very much.